Good morning, everyone. Kirk here with Serious Gaming, and today I want to do another review for you guys of a different type of game that's not a JRPG, but it's something I just recently went through, and I figured I would just do a quick review for you guys. And that game is Ninja Gaiden 4, also with the Two Masters DLC that just came out a few days ago. So I just played through that as well. So I figured I would just do a whole review on the whole thing and just let you know my thoughts on it. Now, I'm not like a huge Ninja Gaiden fan, although I do like them. I do enjoy them, and I played all of them at one point or another. They are difficult games. Um, they're definitely difficult games, and but I was really looking forward to playing this one, and I'm glad I finally got around to actually playing it. So I figured I'll just go through and tell you guys some things I liked about it, a couple things that I didn't like about it, and then I'll do an overall score and maybe should you play it. So some things I liked about it was I did like the story. The story was actually, Ninja Gaiden games aren't really known for their stories, but this story was actually good. It was not like the greatest story or anything, but I quite enjoyed it and it kept me going. Like I always wanted to see what was happening next. So I did enjoy it. Um, so the story was good. I mean, the story is enough in this type of game to keep you going. So which is a lot of these, the hack and slash type games, the stories are pretty mediocre or non-existent. So it was cool to have, it had a pretty decent story to it. Now the characters is another thing that I liked. I really liked the new protagonist of Yakumo. I really liked him a lot. I like Ryu. Obviously, he's the face of Ninja Gaiden, and he's awesome. He's an amazing character, just in general. But Yakumo, I really liked. I really liked him. I truly enjoyed playing as him. And he had like his little team in the game. I liked his team. His whole team was pretty cool. I know a lot of people have criticized Yakumo for being bland and not liking him. Just finding him annoying and just whatever. But I liked him a lot. I really did enjoy Yakumo, and I liked him. So he was a great character, and it made it more fun for me personally. So that was one thing I really liked. The visuals in this game are really good. It goes to a lot of different places. It's a lot of it in the beginning is like a cyberpunk Tokyo type setting, and there's a lot of really cool settings in this game. It doesn't really get old or stagnant. They kind of keep it fresh and they kind of keep the different settings moving. And another cool thing that they do is that there's a lot of like between the levels, a lot of different way to like parkour and move. They've got like you're going off rails, you're gliding on water, you're flying through the air on a glider. So it's really cool how they almost incorporate these almost little mini games into getting through the levels. It keeps it fun. It's not the funnest thing ever, but it's fun enough to where it's not boring like you dread doing it. It was enjoyable enough to go through the levels, kept it interesting instead of just constantly fighting just a barrage of enemies every new place, which can get old. But and then obviously the next thing is the combat. Because that's what Ninja Gaiden is basically known for. This is what you come for these games for, is the combat, and this is the best in the series, in my opinion. Everything just felt good. Attacks were precise, just absolutely just very fast as usual, just brutal. The attacks, you had your finishers, your obliteration attacks. There's a whole bunch of different types for each weapon, so there wasn't like just one finisher on each one. You had different finishers depending on how where you approach the enemy when you want to do that attack. So the combat is amazing. There's several different weapons you get throughout the game. Keeps it fun, keeps it from being repetitive. You get different skills for each weapon. You can get those skills. You get just different skills in general for your overall for each weapon that for like your character learns that you can apply to each weapon, like these, just different parries, perfect parries, dodges, perfect dodges. You get all that kind of stuff, and it's really cool. All those feel really good. The sound, all the sound effects are really good in this game. The enemies were cool. Bosses, everything was really fun. They differed enough. They weren't like all the same. They kept the enemies. It was fun to fight all of them. All the bosses were cool, fun to fight. Some of them were really hard. And I only went through on normal because and even that was very difficult for me. Um, and like I said, I'm not like a master at these games or anything. I just like to enjoy them. But another cool thing about this game is that I liked is that it offers a hero mode, which is almost like a story mode, like a very easy mode. And it has like it'll once you get low enough to a certain health, it'll like auto block and auto dodge for you. So you can keep going. You're not gonna basically you can't die. And it could even do like automatic, where it'll do automatic obliteration attacks and automatic Raven form, different skills that you have. It'll automatically execute those, with a single button press instead of you having to get in the proper position for it. So that's really cool. It's a good option for some people. It's good if you want to just enjoy the game and you're not really good at blocking or dodging or stuff like that, because this game is very fast paced. So keeping up with all this stuff, you got 5-6 enemies around you sometimes can be overwhelming for people that aren't good at that kind of stuff. So it's cool they included the hero mode, so you can go through it and see the story, and just you can still enjoy the game because there's just the visuals and animations are just so awesome. It never gets old. It's awesome. So those are the things I liked. I'd say some things that I didn't like, or some things that I wish were maybe an option. Was obviously Ninja Gaiden's a fast-paced game, but there are times that I felt like it was on like a turbo high-speed mode, and like I wish I could have I had an option to maybe slow it down to like one notch slower, just so I could enjoy the animations and stuff more. I mean, you still enjoy. Don't get me wrong, you still enjoy them. It's still amazing. You feel just awesome playing in this game. But it would have been cool to maybe almost sometimes see them in maybe not, yeah, even slow motion. See them in slow motion sometimes, or even at a normal pace. I think would have been cool, but not a deal breaker. It's just something that would have been nice. Just because the animations are so good. I mean, every time, even if you do the same obliteration attack 10 times in a row, each time it's just like, holy crap, that's awesome. I mean, it's so awesome how they just choreographed everything, and it's nice. The other thing I would say that I didn't like, or I wish they would include it more of, is, this would be me personally, my opinion, would be to see more of Yakumo and maybe some more backstory on him. I really liked him, and I'd like to maybe learn more about him. Hopefully we get to see him in Ninja Gaiden 5. I'm not sure the general consensus is on where Yakumo stands, if everybody actually liked him after they played the game. I would think so, but I know most people like Ryu better. But I like Yakumo. I'd like to learn more about him, and I had a ton of fun playing as him. He was a cool character. So I think for a final score for me for this game, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I would definitely play through it again. I already started playing through it again, so it's a great game. It's definitely a great game. I would definitely give it 8 out of 10. The way I approach this game and these types of games, because sometimes even if they keep things fresh, it can still get repetitive. So what I did and what helped me is I usually do play for a few hours every night or a couple hours, and you do it in chunks, and then in compilation with the story, the next day you just can't wait to get back in there and start the combat over again, because the combat's so fun. The next day you just want to do the combat again, and it keeps you going to get through the game. It took me about, I think it was like 16 or 17 hours to beat the game, and that includes the DLC as well. The DLC includes 3 extra chapters. The 2 masters just came out a few days ago, so yeah, it's 3 extra levels. So with those, which the DLC took only about an hour and like a little under 2 hours for me. So it's a pretty cool. It's a great little add-on. It's a nice little add-on. So, but yeah, I would definitely recommend this game to anybody who likes hack and slash combat, or like because anything that's like super flashy, This has, just because the animations are just amazing. They never get old. They never get old. You can do this, like I said, the same animation over and over, and it still looks awesome. So I definitely recommend this game to anybody that likes the hack and slash. This was a great game. I had a great time with it. I really hope that they make Ninja Gaiden 5, and I hope Yakumo's in it. And also, based on my thumbnail where I said, can Yakumo keep up with Ryu? And I would say yes, he can. I think, it's hard to say. They're both awesome. They're both just great. They're both great ninjas. And but yeah, there's my review for Ninja Gaiden 4 and the DLC, the two masters. If you have any questions for me, any thoughts, your opinions on it, have you liked it or not, please let me know in the comments. Let's talk about it. Please like and subscribe if you're not already. I really do appreciate that. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Everybody have a great day.